Is there really such a thing as a perfect life? Is there any relationship that never goes through a crisis? Any person who's never frustrated, who never feels fear, who never gets disappointed? Is there truly someone out there living a life where absolutely everything makes sense, where there's no pain, no cracks, no flaws? Have you noticed how we tend to believe there is such a thing as a perfect life? As if somewhere in the world is someone living without problems, without challenges, without pain, just happiness, love, success, and everything going perfectly all the time. And then you look at your own life and ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Why does it feel like I'm the only one struggling, tired, overwhelmed, unable to have everything working out perfectly? But there's a truth no one likes to hear, yet it must be said. This so-called perfect life simply doesn't exist. The problem is that today we live in a world where illusion looks a lot like reality. We look outside at life shop windows, at appearances, and start to believe that what's being shown is real life. And without realizing, you start comparing, start thinking your life is too small, your relationship isn't good enough, your family has too many problems, that you're not as happy as you should be. And in this cruel comparison, you slowly destroy yourself. You fill up with frustration, anxiety, sadness, with a void that never goes away. And all of this for one simple reason. You're trying to live a life that doesn't exist. You're trying to reach a happiness that was manufactured, edited, airbrushed to look perfect, but that in practice is far from the truth. And maybe you look at some people and wonder, but they looked like they loved each other so much. They seemed happy. They seemed to have it all. And suddenly, everything falls apart. The question is, how does that happen? How is it possible for two people who seem to love each other so much to just not be able to stay together anymore? And the answer, as painful as it may be, is very simple. Because the world is getting heavier and heavy. Because the pressure of daily life, the expectations, the work, social media, the achievements, it's crushing people. We're so busy trying to be everything, achieve everything, prove everything, that we're forgetting what really matters. We're forgetting to look at who's beside us, forgetting to care, to love, to strengthen what should be the foundation of our lives. Love isn't this magical, perfect thing that just happens and fixes everything. Love isn't about feeling. Love is about choosing. It's about waking up every day and choosing to be there, choosing to care, to water, to strengthen, because the world will test you all the time. It will push you, make you doubt, make you feel small, make you feel not enough. And if you don't understand that love is built, you'll get lost. Because there is no perfect relationship, there is no perfect life. What exists is people who are willing, people who choose, who fight, who forgive, who start over, who let go of pride, who understand that loving also means going through hard times, also means facing the storms together. And more than that, we're living in a generation that's forgetting that without God, nothing holds up. People want love, want happiness, want peace, but try to build all of that far from God, and you know what happens? It collapses, because without Him, anything falls apart with the first wind. You can have money, status, followers, looks, but if you don't have God at the center, you'll feel empty, and it doesn't matter how much you try to fill that emptiness with achievements, with distractions, with people, it will never be enough, because only God can fill what's missing inside of you. And when you understand that, everything starts to make sense. You realize that life isn't about looking happy, it's about being. That love isn't about perfection, it's about decision. That happiness isn't what others show, it's what you build. And that if you don't start looking at who's beside you, at your family, your relationships, and understand that all of it needs care, needs to be protected, needs to be strengthened every single day, you'll end up losing the most valuable things in your life while chasing something that never existed. The truth is that loving is an act of courage. It's choosing to stay when leaving would be easier. It's choosing to listen when everything inside you wants to scream. It's choosing to forgive when pride tries to take over. It's understanding that love isn't about expecting the other person to be perfect, but about deciding to be a better person every day so that together you can build something that's truly worth it. And maybe today you're tired of trying, tired of disappointments, tired of comparing yourself, tired of feeling small. But let me remind you of something. You weren't made to live tearing yourself apart in comparison to others. You weren't made to live a life that isn't yours. You weren't made to chase after a happiness that only exists on the surface. You were made to live your life, to build your path, to take care of what is yours, to love, to give of yourself, to be someone who leaves behind a legacy of love, of faith, of transformation. And if you want your life to change, if you want your relationships to last, if you want your family to grow stronger, if you want peace in your heart, then stop looking outward right now. Stop comparing yourself. Stop seeking validation where it will never exist. And start looking within. Start looking at who's beside you. Start looking to God, because that's where everything you've always looked for is. Sometimes what's breaking you isn't the problem itself. It's the way you're seeing everything. Because when you live constantly looking at what you don't have, at what you didn't achieve, at what others seem to have, you completely lose the ability to see everything you already do have. And maybe today you don't even realize it, but there's so much in your life that's already an answered prayer, that's already a miracle, that's already a blessing. But you're so blinded by comparison, by pressure, by chasing what you don't have, that you just can't see it anymore. And that's exactly where so many people get lost. They get lost trying to be perfect. They get lost trying to keep up appearances. They get lost trying to hold on to a happiness that isn't real. And when they finally realize it, they feel empty, they feel drained, they feel alone, even when surrounded by people. And do you know why? Because they forgot what really matters. They forgot that at the end of the day, it's not the pretty pictures or the forced smiles or the material achievements that hold life together. What holds life together is love. What holds life together is God. It's the real connection with those you love and with the one who created you. And if there's one thing you really need to understand once and for all, it's that living is much more about presence than appearance. It's about truly being there, truly loving, truly caring. Because the world is going to try to distract you all the time. It's going to push you away from what truly matters. It's going to make you believe that you need to be more, have more, appear more. But the truth is that you only need to be whole where God has planted you, and be whole for the people God has placed in your life. And hey, if this message made sense to you, if it touched your heart in any way, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because here we talk exactly about that, about real life, about transformation, about growth, about becoming a better person every day. And tell me in the comments, in your opinion, what really sustains a relationship? What keeps a family standing strong? I really want to know what you think about that.